Good evening, and welcome to Queen's Table. Tonight we have another very special guest. Hello, Kat. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you?
Very good, thank you. Got a bit of a cold, so I'm a bit sniffly tonight, but apart from that, I'm wonderful. We're very, very good. So we're here tonight. It's Tuesday, Queen's Table, and we've got you on here because it is a very, very special thing. You are entering Galaxy again, and it's a very, very exciting journey just about to take place. You're Ms. Surrey Galaxy, and the finals are next month. So how are you feeling about that? It's coming up quickly, isn't it?
It's going to blink and it'll be here, and I just don't know if I'm ready. But yes, I'm so excited.
It seems to be going so fast, doesn't it? Like things seem like they're so far off, and then suddenly it's here. So it's only a few weeks away. So I'm very, very excited to watch you on that stage. So you're no stranger to pageants. So can you tell me a bit about your journey so far?
So I grew up watching and idolizing pageantry from a very young age. I used to love the idea of getting up on a stage and flaunting my stuff. However, as a child, seeing people like me was never really a thing on stage. You didn't ever see somebody who was a larger lady. You didn't really see people of colour taking part in pageants, and I didn't feel represented. So in 2014, I was on Twitter and I happened across an advert for a pageant that was asking for women over a size 14 at the time to take part in a pageant. And I thought, whoa, that exists. Like that's a space for me. I can do that. So I kind of applied on a whim, didn't ever really think I'd get accepted. And I actually went and won that pageant. So that was Miss British Beauty Curve, which took place in 2015. So I was Ms. British Beauty Curve 2015-16. I then, after that, competed in Galaxy in 2017. It was the first time I've ever taken part in Galaxy, and I was a little bit unorthodox, I'm going to say, for Galaxy back then. I kind of went on heavily influenced by things like Drag Race. I went and did like a stage reveal for my fashion wear. I had huge big wings in my swimwear. And yeah, I was a little unorthodox for Galaxy stage. And I just kind of went from there. I placed top 10, which was amazing for my first time in a system. I think that was amazing. And also it was my first kind of stepping out of plus size pageantry onto the mainstream stage. And that was quite unheard of in itself. There hadn't really been that many plus size women. The year before that, Sarah Louise, I always forget her name, Pritchard. That's not Pritchard, is it?
That's Pritchard. Yeah, I was just trying to think.
That queen is amazing. One, along with this very same year, you had Ruby, who was a woman of colour. So you had two people who took home the Ms. and the Mrs. title in the same year. And then that kind of inspired me to take part in Galaxy the following year. So I felt like I had a platform. I had an ability to do that because I wanted to follow in their footsteps. So yeah, you didn't really see women like who looked like me taking part in pageantry back then. So I kind of just fell into it. I then went back and did the sister pageant of Miss British Beauty Curve, which was Ms. International Curve, and I won that. I was the first named queen of that pageant. And then I competed back in 2020, just before the lockdown hit, for Miss Great Britain in the very first Ms. Great Britain category. I came third place in that, and then I wasn't content with that. I had to go back until I won. I'm very tenacious. I don't give up until I get something if I have my heart set on it. So I went back the following year and I took home the crown. So I was the first plus size woman of colour to ever be crowned with a Miss Great Britain title in the competition's 77-year history. So yeah, that's my back history, and now I'm going back to where I consider home as well. I'm going back to Galaxy to see if I can achieve my dream of winning Miss Galaxy UK, and hopefully get the opportunity to compete internationally, which has always been my dream. And I'd hopefully, fingers crossed, take home the international title as well.
Oh, that's amazing. You've had such a great history. And to be honest, I'm so lucky because I've followed you through the whole thing pretty much because I met you for the first time at Galaxy. And that's when you had your big wings with your swimwear and everything like that. And I was just like, this is amazing. And actually, you inspired me so much. It was great. You and Hannah, I met on the same night, on the same day. It was brilliant. It was a memory. And then just watching everything that you've done since then, it's been absolutely fantastic.
I feel the same about you, Dion. Like it's not just like, please, like you've been amazing and you've been such an inspiration to me and many other women. So thank you for continuing doing what you're doing, and also to raise such a beautiful queen in Kira. I'm so proud of you as well.
Oh, bless you. Thank you. So Galaxy is an incredible system and it's so much fun. I mean, I know when I've done it in the past, I always had so much fun. It's a wonderful system. So what made you want to go back to Galaxy this year?
I think it just felt right. Like, you know, when you kind of look around, I did have my heart set on doing another pageant as well, but that didn't transpire. But I wholeheartedly believe that everything happens for a reason. And the opportunity was presented to me to compete this year for Galaxy. And I kind of psyched myself up to thinking maybe I wasn't ready. But actually, when I sat down and kind of evaluated where I wanted to be and what I wanted to achieve in the here and now, I realized I was ready. I wasn't ready back in 2017 when I competed for Galaxy. I was still a baby in pageants and I didn't really understand my own self, my place, or how I could really make an impact. However, I feel like after being in the industry for almost 8 years, I kind of feel like it's something that I know what I'm capable of. And I wanted to go back to Galaxy to fulfill my dream. And not only that, I feel like now has been over the last 4 or 5 years, we've really pushed diversity, and I want to continue that. I want to be part of that and continue to be a trailblazer like every other woman of colour has in pageantry by achieving great accolades, and I want to follow in their footsteps too.
That's amazing. And speaking of diversity, you have an incredible thing at the Diversity Pledge. Tell me a little bit about that.
So Natalie, a former Galaxy Queen, and Ariana, a current Galaxy Queen, basically have joined forces with me to take part in this. It's kind of an initiative called the Pageant Diversity Pledge. And what we're hoping to achieve with that is to try and get more pageant directors to be more mindful of who they put on their judging panel, to basically give everybody a fairer shot at taking home a crown. And that basically allows people to kind of feel like they have a seat at the table. If they see people represented on a judging panel, they feel like they have a better shot of being seen. And I can wholeheartedly believe that, wholeheartedly speak to that. I've been in many systems where, I've been involved in many systems where it doesn't feel represented on the scale of judges. And therefore, as a woman of colour or a plus size woman, or even a woman of, with a disability, it's very, very difficult to feel like you have been seen and heard. So we all got together and we felt it was really, really important to kind of highlight that, appeal directly to the directors rather than just the pageant community, and see if we could change it from the offset rather than relying on the contestants to make that change. It needs to come from the beginning, really.
Yeah, it's an absolutely fantastic thing you set up there, and I can't wait to see it where that goes. It's a brilliant idea with 2 other fantastic queens as well. So, also you're a pageant mum. We mustn't forget that. You've got a beautiful daughter that's your spitting image, definitely. She's absolutely stunning. So tell me a bit how it is to be a pageant mum in the pageant community.
I don't actually think people count me as a pageant mum, if I'm totally honest. I think because a lot of people just assume that she's my sister. I don't know if that's a bad thing towards Maya or a good thing towards me. I'm not 100% sure. I'm probably sure she will say the latter. But for me, it's really important to kind of raise strong role models. And I remember when I first took part in Miss British Beauty Curve that Maya was adamant she would never take part in a pageant. And she was like, it's not for me. I will never do that. I will never get up on stage. It's just not who I am. And here in 2023, we have this amazingly independent, strong-minded, strong-willed woman who is going to achieve some fantastic things in her pageant career and her general career. I think she's born to make a difference, and I'm proud to be her mum. I think it's something that, a lot of people ask why, as I probably assume you can relate to this, is why, as a pageant woman, would you want your children to be involved in that? And actually, I think it's something that every young woman should take part in, because actually the journey that you go on throughout pageantry is actually really a liberating experience. You find out who you are as a person, what you believe in, how you are morally guided, and also you learn things like integrity and compassion and things that you may not actually pick up on a general day-to-day basis. I think pageantry has a really important place to play in society, and I'm proud to say that I brought my daughter in and she's flourished. as a result.
She's amazing. You're two of a kind, you are. You're absolutely incredible, the pair of you. But I know what you mean, though. It's quite strange because I never thought my daughter was going to do it. And then suddenly off she goes. And she absolutely loves it. But I found that she really has grown in confidence since she's been doing it. And she's got so many little friends that she can't wait to see. And it's lovely to see all the children playing together and having a good laugh. So, yeah, it's a brilliant community to bring a child into, definitely, if that's what they want to do.
Exactly.
So since you started pageants all that time ago, how much do you think that they've changed over the years?
I think they've evolved into, and I'm kind of excited about the trajectory of where they're evolving to and how they have evolved. I think we've still got a long way to go with regards to inclusivity and diversity across the board. It is nice to kind of be able to say that I played a part in allowing other women of colour and plus size women to kind of feel seen. But I do feel like we have a long way to go with regards to that. If you look at the rest of the world and, you know, the inclusivity in, say, like Emma Looney being crowned as well, and you know, you have people who are all different shapes and sizes taking part in pageants, and I think that's really important, and I want to see where that goes. I'm excited to see where that goes. It should be a level playing field for everyone. It shouldn't be all about the fact that we're highlighting the fact that they're a woman of colour, or highlighting the fact that they are a plus size person, or the fact that they have a disability. It's more, it should be commonplace, like these people are involved regardless of their differences and uniqueness, and therefore we have thoroughly achieved that level playing field where everybody is judged solely on merit, and that's what I hope to achieve. I want to level the playing field so we all have a seat at the table.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. And it is definitely moved forward since I started pageantry. I mean, I've been in it for about 7 years now. And I think that we are seeing a massive development there. And it's something that you've played a big part in, which is absolutely fantastic. But I would love to see that as well, when it just everyone is on the sort of same sort of level. That would be amazing. So you've got the final at the end of February now. So what are you most looking forward to about the Galaxy final this year?
This is going to sound so hokey, but I'm excited to see everyone. I still feel like after COVID and seeing virtually nobody, it was only virtually, so literally nobody, it's nice to kind of get back into the community and go to events and see people face to face. Like, this is great. I love this. I love that we can sit here and have this conversation, but I would much rather hug you in person.
Yeah, that's it.
To catch up over, you know, a meal or something nice, you know, like those things are really important. So for me, I'm really excited about getting together with everyone and the actual production of the event. Like,
yeah,
the Mercure is a beautiful hotel. The stage is fantastic. I can't wait to get up on the stage. Like, for me, that's where I come alive. Like, I am very animated on stage. You guys know my face tells a whole different story whenever I'm on stage. So for me, that's where my strengths are. I'm very good on stage, and therefore I cannot wait to get up there. That's where I feel at home.
Yeah, you certainly are amazing on stage. You just come alight. Seriously, it's fantastic. But the great thing about Galaxy is it's, you know, that it's the atmosphere, isn't it? You can really just feel the room erupt, can't you? When the opening number starts and everyone's clapping and everyone's cheering, and it's lovely to catch up with everyone as well. So I mean, I cannot wait. Me and Kira cannot wait. We are going to be there supporting you without a doubt, and I just can't wait to see you on that stage again. So it's going to be wonderful.
It is. I think for the longest time, Galaxy has kind of been pageant mecca. Everyone has kind of always flocked to Galaxy as like the pageant event of the year, because it happens over so many days. It's like we make a holiday of it, don't we? We go to a few days, we have dinner together, we have breakfast together. It's awesome. And that's a real exciting time. And, you know, I was gutted when they moved it to November, because I was like, oh my God, I mean, it's cold, but it's still cold in March. It's come home coming back to March, so I'm glad it's
yeah. I like it now. It's back in March, because it's a kind of a March thing. It's what I've done in March for so long. Just go to, you know, like I say, it's wonderful. It's back in March, but I will say I will miss the Park Hall this year.
I'm gonna miss the Park Hall too. It's kind of feels like it's not really happening because we're not going to the Park Hall. It's kind of strange. Like last year, even though it was in November, I compared Galaxy because Dion wasn't available. So therefore they roped me and Charlotte in. And that was an amazing experience to actually be able to announce the winners and, you know, announce everybody on stage. So obviously, two of my very close friends won the Mrs. and the Ms. title. So for me, it would be an absolute honour to be crowned by Leah. That would be like the ultimate goal for me, because me and her are so, you know, we're so close. And she used to be my director for Miss British Beauty Curve and Miss International Curve. And she's probably one of the people that I've looked up to the most across this whole journey, because she's kind of taught me how to be a pageant queen. And it would be a great honour to follow in her footsteps, and to be able to follow in Danielle's footsteps as well if I was to take home an international crown.
They all the girls last year, they absolutely smashed it, and they're such lovely ladies as well, and so well deserved, because I just love all of them. They're great women, and like I can't wait to see them all again. I'm getting all excited now. I can't wait. So it's going to be so much fun. But no, we're very much looking forward to seeing you on that stage. We'll be cheering you on, and thank you so much for coming to chat to us here on Pageant Land this evening. It's been wonderful to chat to you as always.
Amazing. Thank you, Dion. Have a great weekend.
You as well. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.